All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to explore a pretty bold vision for the future of work. It's one where our digital tools finally catch up with our very human need for connection. And based on what Meta's been planning, the whole idea of the office might be about to change forever.
But first, let's start with a feeling I bet you know all too well. All those remote work tools, the back-to-back video calls, the constant pings from chat apps, does it ever feel like they're just not quite cutting it? I mean, are they really a substitute for actually being there with your team?
You know that feeling? It gets right to the absolute heart of the problem. Our tools have limits, and figuring out what those limits are is the first step toward building something way better. Right now, we're essentially trying to solve these big 3D collaboration problems with flat 2D solutions.
This slide really just lays it all out, doesn't it? When we're in person, we have these nuanced conversations. You build a shared context, a real sense of community. But our remote setup, it often just flattens all that richness into 2D video calls, chats that are all over the place, and of course, that endless mountain of email. You lose all the subtlety, all that spontaneous connection.
So, okay, if that's the problem, what on earth is the solution? This is where things get really interesting. We're talking about a vision for a whole new computing platform, one that's designed from the ground up specifically for working together.
And the core idea is captured perfectly in this vision right here, a dynamic virtual work environment anchored by genuine social presence. The two key phrases there are everything, dynamic and social presence. This isn't about just copy-pasting the office online, it's about creating something totally new that feels just as real.
So what would that actually look like for you? Well, imagine something called an Infinite Workspace. You could have as many virtual screens as you want, all set up exactly how you like them. You could be brainstorming on these huge shared virtual whiteboards. You'd have meeting rooms that are always there, persistent for your team, making it feel like you're all truly sharing the same space.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But here's the thing. The plan to get there is already in motion. Meta isn't just dreaming about this stuff. They're actively building the bridge to it with products you can use today. And the strategy is actually super smart and practical. It's a two-step process. First, you design solutions to solve the remote work headaches we have right now with today's tech. And second, you use those very solutions as the foundation, the groundwork for that next giant leap forward.
And these are the tools that make up that first step. You've got Workplace for connecting your team, Portal for making video calls smarter, and of course, Oculus for business, which gives us that first real taste of what true immersion feels like.
And listen, this isn't some niche little experiment. Get this. Workplace alone has over 5 million paid users. That is a massive number, and it proves that companies are actively looking for better ways to connect their teams as we speak. There's a real movement building here.
So here's how each piece of the puzzle fits into the grand plan. Workplace helps build stronger teams by making it easier to share information. Portal's AI-powered camera makes those 2D video calls feel way more engaging. And then there's Oculus, which provides that first jump into 3D immersion for things like training and really important meetings. Each one is a deliberate step on the path from 2D to 3D.
Okay, so to make that future Infinite Workspace not just work, but feel real, we need a serious technological leap. And it all boils down to one single core concept, creating something called social presence.
So what exactly is social presence? Honestly, it's the bedrock of this entire vision. It's that feeling, deep in your gut, that you are genuinely there with other people in a virtual space. It's the magic ingredient that will make a virtual conversation feel just as authentic and natural as sitting across the table from a coworker.
And to achieve this feeling, you basically need 3 key technological ingredients. You need lifelike avatars that can actually show real emotion. You need realistic hand tracking so you can gesture and interact naturally. And you need immersive spatial audio so it sounds like people are right there in the room with you. Let's start with avatars. And look, we are not talking about some cute cartoony characters here. The whole goal of what they call Codec Avatars is to create virtual versions of us that are so realistic they can show all those little subtle nonverbal cues. You know, the slight smile, the raised eyebrow, all the stuff that gets completely lost on a normal video call.
Next up are hands. I mean, just think about how much you communicate with your hands without even realizing it. Bringing our actual hands into VR, tracked in real time, is absolutely essential. It's what will let us point and gesture and pick up virtual objects just like they were real.
And finally, audio. The difference here is just profound.
With normal stereo audio, the kind you get in headphones, sound feels like it's just stuck inside your head. Your brain knows it's not real. But with spatial audio, sound has direction and depth. It sounds like it's actually in the room with you, which tricks your brain into believing that person is truly present. It's a game changer.
So when you start putting all this tech together, the infinite workspace, the true social presence, the implications are, well, they're staggering. This isn't just about having better meetings. This is about completely rethinking the very structure of our work lives.
And that leads to this huge question for every single one of us. What if your next big career move wasn't limited by what city you live in? What if you could chase any career with any company from literally anywhere? This kind of technology could actually make that possible.
You see, the real transformation here goes way beyond just work. We're talking about a future with fewer physical screens everywhere, a world where your commute is just putting on a headset. This is going to unlock incredible new ideas, not just for work, but for education, for entertainment, and for how we connect with the people that matter most to us.
And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. We are on the verge of a new reality, where work is no longer a place you go, but an activity you do. It's a fundamental shift, away from geography and toward ability. So the only question left is, what are we going to build in it?